everyone. I'm Sue Johnston.
And I'm LeAndrea Fisher.
And we're here today to talk to you about the 5th annual Detroit, Michigan Walk of Hope.
That's absolutely right. But Sue, we just have to acknowledge that you may be asking, where's Sherri?
Where is she?
Well, she is on hiatus, and we just want to thank her for the opportunity to sit in for her today on her Good Fat Life podcast. We do invite you to continue to support her work in her magazine. So lovely here. Looks like the theme is Good Fat Life Fuel for an Inspired Healthy Life.
Yes, and I have to say and chime in that Sherri has been an incredible champion sponsor for the Detroit, Michigan Walk of Hope. I believe this is our 5th year that she's been, having our back and supporting us and giving us this opportunity to talk with you about the Walk of Hope.
Absolutely. We cannot say thank you enough for supporting, right? For supporting and her whole entire organization and the Good Fat Life family. We're so glad that you guys are here. So yes, Sue, we are the dynamic duo.
I know.
The co-chairs. We're back again. We're so happy to be here and to share a little bit about our work.
Exactly. So I think just to have you get a little flavor of what we do, I'll tell you a little bit about myself, and LeAndrea can tell her story, and then we'll get into more of the nitty-gritty of the Walk of Hope. Does that sound great?
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Take it away.
So I'm Sue Johnston, and I am with the founder of the Infertility Advocate. And I had a long and difficult journey with infertility myself, and it took us a decade of our life to resolve our infertility. And Resolve, the National Infertility Association, was my lifeline when I was going through all my IVFs and everything else. And I just felt like I really wanted to give back to the organization once I, had my son and completed my resolution with infertility. And once I was on the other side and I had a little more time, I decided to write a book about my journey. It's called Detours, Unexpected Journeys of Hope, Conceived from Infertility. And then I decided to go to my first advocacy day, Federal Advocacy Day in Washington, D.C., and put a copy of my book in our senators and representatives' hands so they could learn a little bit more about what the disease of infertility entails. At that point, I found out that Michigan was rated a D. LeAndrea, we're both teachers, right? It was rated a D for fertility awareness and support.
My goodness.
And I just said, I have to do more than write a book. I have to be a person in my community to make a difference. So I started my infertility support group. Just one person came the first week, and it grew and grew and grew. And I've been leading support groups both nationally and locally for over 7 years now. And once I had enough people coming, I decided I wanted to do something more. And it just keeps snowballing. So LeAndrea, tell me about you and how, your journey and how we actually kind of met too.
Indeed. So infertility is a part of my story, just like you. Pursuing growing a family and then having all kinds of roadblocks presented there. So I was determined to make this awful pain have a purpose. And I remember setting out in 2018, establishing an opportunity in a ministry to come alongside people who were like me, because I spent so much time alone, just feeling, not having a hand to hold. I had books to read, right? But I didn't have a hand to hold. So that is what inspired the birth of Hope Infertility. And then I set another goal, or my next goal was to have a fundraising walk. And I'd never even attended a fundraising walk, and decided that since National Infertility Awareness Week was coming up in April, I'm going to host a walk in April. But I had nothing other than the fact that I knew hope was going to be the focus and what I wanted to instill. That rabbit hole introduced me to Resolve, who at that time was hosting, I believe, 8 signature walks around the United States with the infrastructure of a DIY walk. Right. And me and enter Sue.
Right.
We partnered up.
Yeah, it just so happened that we both contacted Resolve probably within a week of each other. Back in January of 19. Can you believe it? And when I mentioned that I wanted to do a walk, well, Cindy Hollister, the one of the ladies who works at headquarters to help us manage these fundraising walks, she said, well, I have another person that I can connect you with, and she's in the Detroit area too. Maybe you two could partner. So the two of us we met. I reached out to LeAndrea. I can't remember who reached out to whom, but we met in, I think, early February, something like that.
Yes, I feel like it was the 15th or so, that, right after Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I think I had little heart cookies or something like that. Yeah, it was around Valentine's Day. So, and it's been love ever since then.
Absolutely.
Honestly, I just cherish LeAndrea, and I love the fact that we both are passionate about the same mission of. And speaking of missions, I should just chime in with them. Okay, we have 4 missions for the Walk of Hope. First of all, we want to increase the awareness about the disease of infertility. And, just last week, the World Health Organization updated its statistics, and it is no longer 1 in 8 people impacted by infertility. It is 1 in 6
my goodness,
who have been impacted by infertility. And so that's our number 1 mission, is to raise awareness. Number 2 is to connect people with each other in the infertility community so they don't have to walk alone. Number 3 is to connect our participants with others in the community that are there as resources to help them. So we have our sponsors that we love, our sponsors so much. We could not do the Detroit, Michigan Walk of Hope without our sponsors. And they're going to come on out, feet on the ground, and be with us. And you'll get to meet, our presenting sponsor, RMA of Troy, Michigan, and, reproductive endocrinologist team. And, an acupuncturist is going to be there, a fertile yoga specialist. We even have Miller Johnson attorneys who specialize in infertility law, and on and on and on. We have lots of sponsors, so we will be sure to highlight them later. And then our last mission of the Detroit Walk of Hope is the fundraising component for Resolve. It is a charity. We like to support Resolve because it's a 501c3. It's the largest infertility organization in the United States, and they provide free support groups, free programming, and they partner with ASRM, the American Society for Reproductive Medicine, every year to put on Infertility Advocacy Day, and they help provide affordable access to care with our legislation in our Congress and whatnot. So we do that too. So we want to support Resolve, because without them, we wouldn't be able to make great strides for the infertility community.
Absolutely. Not only is the infertility community worth the support, like you said, the cause is worth the support, right?
Right.
So many people don't get an opportunity to see what happens behind the scenes or what the need is. If you are faced with an infertility diagnosis and you're having this conversation in your medical professional's office, whomever that may be, and they're talking to you about what is available, laws and insurance access affect what you're going to be able to do, right?
Exactly.
What is legal in the state of Michigan is directly tied to hearing our voices and advocating for the change that we need to see. But I am so glad that you shared that new statistic, that it is 1 in 6.
1 in 6.
It means that this work needs to continue, right?
It does.
It needs to continue. So when when will this great walk be happening?
Wow.
We haven't mentioned the date.
I know. We need to start off with sharing with you that it's always the last Saturday of the month of April, which coincides with National Infertility Awareness Week. And that's why we choose the last Saturday in April. So that's April 29th, coming up in just a couple weeks. And we meet at 601 Mack Avenue in Detroit, which is the Tolan Playfield. And it's right there by the velodrome.
That's right.
And we like it there because, well, we've been there for the past 5 years. And people who come back repeatedly, they know where to park and how to find us. And it is easy to find, too. It's easy to put that in your GPS, and it takes you right there. We have access to wonderful parking and a good, solid cement play ground that you can walk on, so the path is not going to be bumpy and lumpy, and it's good for walkers, strollers, canes, what have you. It's nice and solid. So
it is, and that's something that makes it convenient. We add in the opportunity for people to walk as much or as little as they'd like. Right. Sometimes you're going out and it's a whole trail and you can't get to the end unless you power through.
Right.
This is not that, and it doesn't mean that walking doesn't make a difference. It just means that it's easy, as you have said.
It's easy, it's flat, and you know what? It's only a mile.
That's right.
5 laps around the Tolan Playfield path is just a mile. Yes. And so but the walk part of it is just one component. We have lots of other things that are going on that day, and I think I'd like to highlight a few. We're going to have an incredible program this year.
Yes.
And we have some dignitaries that are going to come and be able to speak. We have the inaugural Difference Maker Award that will be presented. Somebody in Michigan who continues to fight the good fight for all of us out there that are infertility warriors. And we have a lot of other activities, but I want to let LeAndrea chime in and share some more about the program and the activities and all of that.
Absolutely. Well, we're super excited, as you know, Sue, about the Difference Maker. We, again, have been powering this event for the past 5 years, and we're super excited to do it. But there are others that are making an impact and making a difference, and it is our opportunity to shine a light. And granted, folks may be saying, well, who are you two? We're two people that are making a difference, that are honoring someone else who makes a difference. And sometimes that's all it takes.
That's
right?
all it takes.
It's a round of applause for a worthy cause.
Exactly.
So we're super excited about that. And did you notice that we haven't said who it is?
No, we want to keep it a surprise.
Absolutely.
You gotta come on out. I mean, that would be just like, a little, mystery that makes everybody compelled to want to come and say, who's going to get this award?
Who's going to get the award, right? You have to wait on the announcement from Miss America.
I know, exactly.
So it's kind of similar to that, but you did mention the activities, and I know that this is something, we identify ourselves as the dynamic duo. We are two educators, and so we definitely, we cross all the T's and dot all the I's, but our diversity is our strength. And so I'm talking about the activities, but this is a part that you lead the way. I'm happy to share.
Oh, sure.
So I'm going to share, but I just want to make the note that they are as special as they are because of you.
Oh,
the effort that you put into
Thank
it.
you.
So there's a photo booth with a bunch of fun props that go along with it to take the pictures. And I know that it is intentional to catch the smiles,
right,
and to make the smiles.
Right.
And this is a way to invite some of your team, some of your squad, as I like to call them. I say your front row, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Those people who are like, really, what can I do? I don't know what to do. I don't know how to support. Come and stand next to them. Right, yes. Come and stand next to them for this walk of hope and make that team. Okay, so we got the photo booth, and we have messages of hope, and we have journey beads, and they may seem like small insignificant things, but they're not, right? Because the journey bead identifies that maybe you're a supporter. That you're there and you're not personally impacted by infertility, but just your presence says something. And there's an opportunity to cause connection when we're wearing the same bead. So right. If adoption is my journey and I'm wearing the color for that and you're wearing the color for that, we know that we're connected. And if nothing else happens, if you don't decide that you want to break the ice, you see that there's somebody else there that can relate to your journey.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'm just going to capitalize on that a little bit more. more? Like
Sure,
when we put out these journey beads, there's probably like a dozen different colors on the table, plates of different colors, beads. They look like Mardi Gras beads, but we have pink beads, red beads, blue beads, gold beads, white beads, orange beads, all colors of the rainbow. And you can come on and put as many different colors on as you want that fit your story. And then it's a visual kind of way to recognize someone else on a similar path. Because if you're in amongst a bunch of people that you may not have met that many, except the ones in your front row or your team, then that's a way to visually connect and go up and introduce yourself and talk to them. So you know that you don't have to walk alone. And I think the journey beads are one of our, biggest draws for the walk, because people don't want to feel that they're alone. And that's a great way for them to connect. And I think that, like you said, the photo booth, I think that that's also a great way to capture those memories and go back to look at them again and just know that we will be highlighting. We have a professional photographer. I should shout out Rachel Rice of Rachel Rice Photography will be coming to take photos of these teams and of the sponsors and of the activities and the walkers and the difference maker and even the Miracle Baby Parade. I want to,
I'm so glad that you
right.
mentioned that. That is another activity where people are at different points in their journey, right? And little miracles are something to celebrate, however they came to be. And it actually is one of the moments or one of the things of the walk that surprised me last year. Us coming back together after being away a couple of years because of COVID,
right.
Seeing little ones who are like, they were small, babe in arms,
right.
Some years back. And so, yes, the little miracles, our miracle babies are definitely another highlight activity of the walk.
Right. Especially, if you've adopted your little miracle, if you're fostering to adopt, if you've, had a high-tech infertility treatment, whatever it is, even if you just bring your fur baby.
Yes.
You can bring your, there's a lot of pet parents, and you can bring your fur babies on out to get pictures. We even have, like photo op props that say, "My fur baby is the cutest." So don't feel left out at all. Okay,
Definitely
we are
not.
Very inclusive.
Definitely not. Well, before we go a little bit further, I don't want to miss this opportunity because we're talking about connecting, right, and getting to know each other. So I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
Got a question.
Okay.
What's your favorite meal for breakfast?
Oh my goodness. My favorite meal for breakfast. It depends if I'm going to be really good and healthy. I'll go for like a sauteed, like roasted vegetable omelet with feta cheese.
Okay.
Or if I'm going to be bad, I'm going to go for like cheese blintzes with lots of cherries on top. And yeah.
Okay.
How about you, girl? What's your favorite breakfast?
So my favorite, goodness, similarly, it's probably too much to enjoy in one meal, but it may be a quiche of some sort with, so my mind is drifting towards brunch. So it's a little bit of all of the things.
Gosh, you're making me hungry.
The brunch and the quiche along with some roasted Brussels sprouts, and I've got to have some bacon and maybe some fresh fruit. I also could go to pancakes and hash browns with truffle oil. I just can't go wrong.
I know.
At breakfast, yes. What would you like? Yes, I'll take it.
And you know what? I've known you for 5+ years now, and I never knew you were such a breakfast girl. And I think that that's what this Walk of Hope can do. It can help you connect on a deeper level with people. And
good point.
It takes a while to really get to know people. And so we're really looking forward to that. And, we talked about, LeAndrea, the teams. How can they form a team? And we haven't even told how to register for the Walk of Hope and how to form a team and about our T-shirt contest.
Well, I'll take whichever one you don't take.
Well, why don't you talk about how to get on our registration website?
Okay, so you can go to in the show notes, you can find some information that will be linked about how you can connect with us. The Facebook group is going to give you updates and information, but registration is available at bit.ly, that's bit.ly/Detroit WOH23. Do I have that right? That sounds right? Okay.
Maybe repeat it one more time.
bit.ly/Detroit WOH23.
Exactly.
That's our registration website that is going to allow you to do those things, allow you to register and to form a team. Okay?
Exactly.
So registering for the walk, the sponsors help us to cover the expenses, but someone can come and it doesn't cost them anything, right? This is not cost prohibitive. When you make a donation, you're supporting the effort and helping us reach our financial goal, which is to raise how much money this year?
Oh, golly. We have a lofty goal of raising $20,000.
That's right.
That's right. And in the past, we have been very close to 20,000. So this year, we're hoping to actually reach it. I think we were the most we've made was like 17 plus.
Yes.
And this year, we're hoping that we can reach the 20,000.
Even if we don't, all of the funds that we raise go to support Resolve for all of those missions that you shared previously so passionately. And so we want to encourage you to do that, right? And all of the funds make a difference and they help us.
They do.
Each individual, by registering and donating, you then get the opportunity to have your own fundraising page as well as supporting other fundraising pages. So it turns into each one reaching one and hopefully everyone asking someone to support this event, and supporting by donating and registering and showing up on April the 29th.
And I think it's so important to say that no donation, we know that these can be tough times for people, and no donation is too small. And especially if you share it, and you tell someone and they tell someone, you form a team. And it's amazing how much nickels and dimes can accumulate, and we can all make a difference. It takes a village.
It does.
Doesn't it? It takes a village.
It does.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that when we get together, that there will be a village of T-shirts. That's what I'm hoping on April 29th.
Oh, honey, let me tell you, you are in for a treat, because I have been working with the sponsors that are coming, and I have been working with several teams also. Some of the team T-shirts are a mystery, but Big Frog of Custom Design T-shirts in Brighton at Green Oak Village Plaza. They are one of our sponsors, and they are taking T-shirts that team leaders have created and printing them on gorgeous colors. So we're going to be a rainbow of colors with our beads and a rainbow of, T-shirts out there. We have a really cute T-shirt. I'm just going to share it. It's a friend of ours, Chelsea Lanto, and she has created. Chelsea was fortunate enough to have triplets through IVF, and she is calling her team the Infertilla 3 team instead of infertility team. So that's just one little teaser about the T-shirts. But yes, if anybody wants to form a team, I had somebody text me just this morning, LeAndrea, asked me, is it too late to form a team? And I'm like, heck no.
No, definitely not.
Come on out,
Definitely not.
do, form your team. We take registrations up until the day in and even walk-ins. But if you want to have a team T-shirt, that takes a little more planning. And I will say that Big Frog needs to have designs by April 14th in order to print them. So that's that's tomorrow.
Okay.
At the time of this podcast, it's tomorrow. So you might have to, do something to print a design on your own, or do a Cricut, or, puffy paints, or whatever Michael's has for you. You can design a team T-shirt, and you don't even have to have a team T-shirt. You can we are having prizes for the contest for the T-shirts, though. I should say we're going
to
tell
us
about
those
three.
Next.
Yeah. Say the prizes for the T-shirts, and then talk about maybe what other color they can wear if the T-shirt just isn't an option for them.
Okay, so I'll go in reverse order. Orange is the infertility color.
Yes.
Okay, so you definitely can put some orange on and feel right in the flow of what's going on. And we are doing a t-shirt contest. The past years we have provided a t-shirt, and so everybody gets the same thing. So we're talking about this because we're super excited about having an opportunity to come together under the same umbrella, but show some individuality, right? And so the t-shirt contest is literally for the best design. Now you must be present to win, so we've all got to be able to see you in the t-shirt that you have created, and the captain of the team is the one that we're going to award the goodies to. We also have 2 more contests, and one is for the person on the team who has come the farthest, from the farthest away. We've had people from Ohio in previous years, and I feel like maybe even Chicago.
Yep.
Yeah, we've had folks that have come in and joined us. And then the last contest is the largest team. So this is the person who's been able to gather all of those front row folks, family, friends, fur babies.
Exactly.
Their whole network of friends, relatives, acquaintances, networking, neighbors, and what's the C?
Kids, activities that you have met parents through, any connections with any kids in your life.
Okay. So the person who's able to get everyone to come together, they're at the event, and as the largest group of people, that team captain will get a prize and some goodies
and some really good prizes. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give just a little hint.
Okay.
Because this is going to keep you, engaged and wondering, I wonder if I'll get that. We have another sponsor who's going to be at the Walk of Hope. Her name is Cookie O'Connor, and she has a gorgeous sterling silver jewelry business. Cookie has donated in the past through the sales of her jewelry, 0.925 sterling and gemstone jewelry. She has donated thousands of dollars to Resolve through the Detroit, Michigan Walk of Hope. And Cookie's going to be there. She's going to be selling things off her table. She's going to have little prizes for people who make a purchase that day. You can take it home and box it up. And there's so many so many gift-giving opportunities the spring.
That's true.
Starting with Teacher Appreciation Day, right?
Yes.
And, just first communions and baptisms and graduations and Mother's Day and anniversaries and just so many things that people would be buying something for this occasion.
Absolutely.
Well, why not buy some gorgeous sterling and, know that 100% of the proceeds will go to Resolve. So I think she's adding a sparkle of hope. So you've got to find Cookie. She's going to be wearing her Sparkle of Hope t-shirt.
Nice. We're so appreciative from her. She works just as hard as we do to make this event a success, setting up everything and then making it, nice for the registrants and participants to come by and check her out.
Yeah. And if you can't come to the Walk of Hope, Cookie is having a virtual fundraiser, so you can actually see the jewelry virtually on the 20th of April at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can reach out to me and I can give you more information and make sure that you have the link so that you can, make a small purchase, a toe ring for the summer. And a third of it will go to Resolve. So very good. I think we should talk a little bit about the Miracle Baby Parade, a little bit more about that this year, how we're going to do it a little differently. And I know that we want to talk about our sponsors, and I don't want to belabor too much more because I want people to not say, they're still talking.
Absolutely. I'll let you go with the Miracle Baby and I'll see if I can get through our sponsors.
Okay, good. So the Miracle Baby Parade, as we mentioned, is probably a highlight of the event. We conclude the Walk of Hope with the Miracle Baby Parade, and we invite all of those who brought their miracles with them to come on up we're going to give you the microphone to introduce yourself and your baby. And we have little prizes, little take homes for you. And then we want you to parade around our pavilion and go to the photo booth where we can have a group picture taken of all of the little miracles. So, and it's so darn cute to see them dressed up. Some of them come with little orange bibs or my first Walk of Hope shirts, and it's just precious. So yeah, that's what, we really want to celebrate them because they've been through some really hard times to get there, and we want to honor them too.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So yes, please come and bring your little ones and then share and get us and give us the opportunity to celebrate with you.
Right.
You mentioned the sponsors.
Yes.
We don't want to forget them. So I have pulled them up here on our bit.ly website. Again, that's bit.ly/Detroit Walk of Hope, WOH, just the letters 23. And so again, we wouldn't be able to do this walk without them. And so I pulled it up on my phone. I hope you'll forgive me only because I don't want to make any mistakes.
Yes.
Our presenting sponsor has been with us from the very beginning. I can't say enough about them. Reproductive Medicine Associates of Michigan, day one.
All on board, both feet in, jumped in.
Both feet in. I like that. Both feet in. And they definitely have done that. So they're joining us again as the presenting sponsor. And we're so appreciative for them. It speaks to their commitment, right? I can't I can't say enough about partnering with a medical professional who supports you outside of the office.
I know.
Can we just
really see the wow factor?
The wow factor.
Exactly.
So we're so thankful. Maureen Hennessy with Cabby Online I'm gonna just go through,
go ahead,
okay?
yes.
And then again, Good Fat Life and Sherri Richards. She's a champion sponsor. So is Maureen Hennessy.
Oh gosh, you've got to see her Avocado Advocates t-shirt. So darn cute. Oh my goodness.
Nice. Michigan Center for Fertility and Women's Health. They have been on board with us year after year. We're steadfast
supporters.
Absolutely. Miller Johnson Attorneys, you mentioned them as well. Cookie O'Connor, of course, with Oppolenza Designs. Rachel Rice Photography, who is also so happy to come and to join us. Andrea McKenzie, Photography and Video, is a community sponsor. Likewise, for Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more of Brighton Lighthouse. We're going to see them a little later today. Evan Bower, Walton Realtors. Lucky Flow Acupuncture is joining us again. Yoga Lenny, who is always there. She's been with us from the very beginning as a yoga fertility specialist.
Yes.
We're so thankful for her. Childless Not by Choice, and Julie Huddleston with Optavia Healthy Habits.
Exactly.
I don't think I missed anybody.
I don't think you did either. And it's not too late to be a sponsor. If this rings a bell in your heart and you're thinking, I want to do that. That is wonderful. Just contact us and we can get you up on our website and advertise you, and come on out, set up a little booth and meet the people who need you. They need you. They need your services. Our sponsors are so important to us. I cannot stress that enough.
Absolutely.
Okay. And then I think, we talked about how to register. Oh, our big idea.
Yes.
For next year.
I think that's it. Our big idea. Go ahead.
Oh my goodness. We have really made great inroads with, we are no longer a D for fertility. We are a C, and we want to work harder to get up to a B or even an A.
That would be amazing.
Overachievers that we are. And so what we want to do is, I don't want to make this feel sad, but this year is going to be the last year we're going to be calling it the Detroit, Michigan Walk of Hope.
Yes.
Because we are going to be setting up satellite walks of hope throughout our home state. I already have several people who've been sharing with me that they would like to get on board. Sometimes it's a little too hard for people from Grand Rapids or Kalamazoo or Saginaw to come on down to Detroit. So we are going to ask them to spread the word to their friends, relatives, neighbors, acquaintances, kids, all that kind of thing, and have their own little walk and do their own little, hoorays and shout outs for the people that come. But all of it will be pulled, all the fundraising component, all the advertising for it, all will have one general Michigan registration page.
Yes.
So we all the hard work is done for you. LeAndrea and I will be still doing that. We'll still have our Detroit, Michigan Walk of Hope. It's not going away. You can't get rid of us that soon. We're not quitting until we go down Ward Avenue.
Yes.
But go ahead, if you want to say any more about our satellite walks.
Yeah, so this was an idea not to again dismiss what we have done, but to expand what we have done. And so just like sometimes you have to revamp and do a different iteration, that's what this is. It again will be identified as the Michigan Walk of Hope. And similarly, as you have shared and talked so eloquently about Cookie, right? Cookie
Yes.
O'Connor.
Yes.
So generously donating all of her proceeds to the Walk of Hope, that could be an event in Marquette.
Exactly.
Right? So we're hoping that it provides windows of opportunity for people to join into what we're doing.
Exactly.
Those that want a little bit more come in through the door, and perhaps you and your friends meet up at the park and you fundraise, and the registration portion is taken care of, and then the fundraising goes to, in one big pot. Lastly, to that point, right? Folks are like, well, LeAndrea, you're going to do this walk and you could kind of do this or do that. And I go, well, if you want to go fast, you go by yourself. But if you want to go farther, you go with someone else.
I love that.
And so this
LeAndrea.
is what we're continuing to do with the Walk of Hope, is give an opportunity for others to come along with us.
Exactly. And I love the fact that you said windows of opportunity, because, perhaps you don't have a park or a location. If you did, well, my cabbie fundraiser. It was Fashion for Fertility, Maureen Hennessy. We had a fashion show at my home, and it was a fun gathering for women. And we raised over $1,000 for the Detroit, Michigan Walk of Hope and Resolve through the sales of the clothing. So maybe that is something that you might want to do.
Absolutely.
There's just so many ways to hop on board with us, and we will work with you to make it easy peasy for you.
Absolutely.
Don't get afraid of that.
Oh no. And with that, the fundraising dollars increase, the community is expanded, the impact is greater in the state of Michigan.
Exactly.
You don't have to feel like, oh, that's something for them down there. No, there's a place for you. You're wanted and you're welcome.
Exactly. Well, I think these wonderful people should have an opportunity to get to know how to reach us if they ever have questions or need one-on-one support or anything. So, LeAndrea, why don't you tell about you?
Absolutely. I mentioned Hope Infertility in the beginning, and that is my ministry where I am happy to serve, and I serve to help the hurting and to heal the broken. I have information that you can find in the show notes. It includes my website at hopeinfertility.org. I'm also available on Instagram and Facebook, and connection is one of those things that I'm so passionate about. So I'm not excited about the situation that may cause us to come together, but I am happy to hold a hand. And Sue, and I know you're out there doing the work too. How can people get you and reach you?
Yes. Well, I am the founder of the Infertility Advocate. I have a website, and it lists all of my resources and things that I do for the community. And my website is theinfertilityadvocate.com. So that's probably the best way to reach me. You can find out a little bit more about my book, and all the proceeds of the sales of my book go to Resolve as well. I lead local support groups and national support groups. I answer helpline. I do one-on-one calls. I will just do anything I can to help you through this journey, because I truly believe that you are not alone, and it's one of the hardest things that people can have to be dealing with. So yes, and we have other opportunities that we do. If you are unable to come to the Walk of Hope, but we recognize the Wave of Light in October. We recognize Infant Loss Month in November. We are constantly talking about PCOS Awareness Month and Endometriosis Awareness Month and those kinds of things. And actually, I believe that Sherri is going to have a feature in her Good Fat Life magazine about the Walk of Hope and other opportunities to connect us throughout the whole year. It's not just one and done. National Infertility Awareness Week, and we're over and done. We are there for you 365 days a year. Well, I think we covered about everything, don't you, LeAndrea?
I think
Do you
so. I
think
think not a thing. I just want to thank Sherri again for the opportunity for us to come and to share about the Detroit, Michigan Walk of Hope.
We missed you, Sherri.
I appreciate that's true. So missed you. It's always good to come and to spend some time with her and to talk about the work that we do. And so we hope we've made you proud.
I hope so too. All right, Sherri, we love you. Thank you so much for being there for us. We appreciate you. And remember, what's our slogan? How can we end this?
You are not alone in Michigan.